What's up, everybody? It's Immersive Arcade here, and today we're going to be talking about Anoobis' questionable likes and retweets. So here's this one from Jamie Moran, who got this from San Revic. Anoobis has been on Twitter a lot lately, and this caught my eye as I woke up, and I just thought this meme was a bit ridiculous. If there is no market for Japanese games on Xbox, then PlayStation wouldn't keep paying to keep them off Xbox. Alright? So, one, without even going back to my tweet, that doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. So what? Sony is paying to keep RPGs off of Xbox because Xbox has such a, large fan base of people that want them over PlayStation? I don't understand. The way the tweet is worded, or the meme is worded, makes it seem like, oh, well, Sony is afraid or something, so we have to buy these up before Xbox gets their hands on it, and they just leave us all or something. That's kind of my interpretation of it. And actually, this guy says, couldn't have said it better myself. Whatever. So, this is what I said. This is fucking stupid. You guys can read it. They aren't paying to keep off Xbox. They are paying to have them for themselves. And by the way, I was half awake to corner the market. I just woke up a little bit ago.
You're trembling. You're trembling.
No, to corner the market for a set amount of time to increase the likelihood of someone buying their product, which is basic business. Yeah. That's basic business.
Yeah.
And it's something that they can control with what money that they have. And excuse me, I gotta make sure that this song is looped, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's something that if somebody had control over it in an industry, they would do the best they could to hold on to that, so it would increase the flow of
revenue.
Just not just revenue, but just people, customers. And my guy Anoobis here says that's literally what they said with extra steps. So after I said all that, what I said, is that the same thing that they said?
Yes.
Because how?
Sony's buying exclusive to keep them off Xbox. Sony's buying exclusives to keep. I don't. What's the difference? Like I said, they said it in a more negative way, but you guys are saying the same thing.
I don't understand why. There's a difference between saying it in a negative, a neutral, and a positive way, and the way they put it was it's Kindle. It's like firewood for fanboys like you, my friend. And
again, like I said before I got here, that's why I didn't comment on it or quote it as a retweet. I just liked it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess.
I didn't go into detail on it or anything. I liked the tweet. Could they have said it better? Absolutely. Sure. Why not?
But he said he couldn't have said it better.
Well,
specifically.
Okay.
And that's what you like. You're
trembling.
You see Twitter stuff.
You hear it in your voice.
I'm trembling, but he just stopped his whole point to listen to what I had said.
I sure did. You know what? You've got to win there, buddy. Good job.
Yep. I'm a winner. No, but honestly though, I don't understand. What's going on that sector. It just seems super negative. They're keeping them off the Xbox. How about MS actually has more money than Sony? So why doesn't MS actually pay them more?
Well, and that's why they're buying studios too.
Yeah, they're buying studios, but what is this complaint if they have so much money? They could buy those studios and buy RPGs. What's the big deal? Can I go to your tweets?
Yeah.
All right. You're followed by Zero Lives. I don't know if I think Zero Lives follows a bunch of people, but I don't even know much about Zero Lives.
Most of I have 10 followers, so I think everybody that's been following me, they follow me expecting me to follow them back, and I don't do that shit. Yeah. I don't care.
I follow people back, and there was one instance where somebody followed me, and a couple months later, I must have said some shit they didn't like on one of their posts or on one of my posts, and
they took your ass out.
Yeah. I unfollowed them and I fucking blocked their ass because they're a bunch of crazy people. a bunch of crazy people out there.
Right.
So, here's one. Do we think that Xbox is going to have keyboard support when their games are when they start getting games? I think that they will. I was just talking with Anoobis about this like a little bit ago. I thought most games actually had keyboard support, but he said it's just Sony games, and I don't.
From what I remember, I don't know what it's like on Series X, Series S right now. I know 360, they did not have keyboard support. Like that was a big gripe for fans a while back. And what made me say that is like I saw the World of Warcraft there on the left.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna get that, I would assume they're gonna have keyboard support.
I remember when I met Anoobis, he was barefoot in the living room playing some World of Warcraft.
I'm going back to, god damn it! I made that tweet last night. Like I said, it's a toxic thing I do every once in a while. I'll check in and see.
Yep, there it is.
Yep. Yeah.
Check in on WoW, and I just remember him just being barefoot.
I'm back on the dark side.
He had a bone going through his ears.
Yo.
Playing some World of Warcraft.
Yep.
And man, a lot of this is his Crisis Core posting.
Oh yeah, I'm excited as shit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be mad at that. Man. Yeah, I did see that they did like make it does look a hell of a lot better. It's not just a remaster, but it definitely is not a remake. I think it's going to be like from top down to top up.
They've said it's pretty much a remake. What is it? Rebirth is Crisis Core, but it's going to tie into the main game. So it is a remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, well, I guess we'll just see then. What else we got here? More Final Fantasy posting. Oh. I'm looking for them fucking hating ass tweets you've been liking and retweeting, boy. Hell yeah. Let's see. Star of the show, Final Fantasy 7 25th.
It really was. People wanted that shit so bad.
I'd argue Rebirth was better. Like, I know a lot of people wanted Crisis Core, but we're gonna see in sales when Rebirth comes out.
I don't think that's gonna be fair because remake, it's coming to all platforms, while Rebirth is still strictly PS5 for now.
Yeah. You mean Reunion is coming on?
Yeah, my bad. Well, no, Rebirth. That's part 2.
I know you said Reunion.
Oh yeah,
you said remake
Reunion
is coming to all platforms, and
yeah. My bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of re's going on in Final Fantasy 7. So, oh yeah, I answered this question and you cowered in your boots and didn't say anything back.
What was it?
Serious question though. How many PS5 exclusives are there? I'm gonna stick by waiting another year to build a bigger inventory and let devs develop exclusively for those systems. What? I'm gonna stick by waiting. What do you mean by that? You mean like
they should have waited a year?
Talking about for PS5 or
for both consoles?
Why?
To build bigger console inventory to sell, and so that devs could properly produce for those consoles. Like I said, there was no point in splitting up Final Fantasy Part 1 from Part 2 and 3. That made no sense to me.
I mean, they split up Final Fantasy 7. Dirge of Cerberus and Crisis Core. Well, no. Crisis Core as well because it was also on Sony.
Yeah, but I mean, still, and I mean that doesn't mean that I agree with that either. But I'm just saying, for the sake of Final Fantasy coming out or being remade and whatever, and we knew next gen was coming close to / around the same time, they should have just waited.
Well, here in the gaming industry, like you like One Piece, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's this thing called the Will of D. It's this fucking energy that's just like passed from generation to almost a generation to generation,
right?
And it penetrates Xbox. Like I just think that's the thing that they're going with. Like we said. Before, You know, like we know it's going to be on PlayStation first, and you know everything else is probably going to come afterwards. Nintendo's next console might get remake. I'm not holding my breath for Switch, but you're like on that camp. So
I don't care one way or another if Switch gets it or not. I think it'd be cool for those fans who want it on Switch if they get it. I'm not like you. You're just like, fuck them. I don't care. No, that's what you said.
I know. I was about to say, actually, fuck them. Like if you chose the Nintendo Switch as your primary console, and you're asking for like these games to come out, I feel like how people are saying that PS5 and PS4 are like that's holding the industry back, like this monumental difference. Nobody ever fucking mentions the Nintendo Switch or how people actively want Switch ports of shit that's like ridiculously out of its league. Like nobody ever mentions that, and I don't mention that all the time. I just mention it like now because that just made me think of that. Like like yeah, fuck them. Like they got the Nintendo Switch, you're just gonna have to eat it, or get the Steam Deck, which is, in my opinion, a better product. But that's just me. You can emulate Switch games on the Steam Deck, but
I think it would be the better product if you could dock it and play it like on your TV, like you can the Switch. I think that's the only thing that keeps.
That's coming.
Oh well.
Yeah. Evidently, don't quote me on this because I only seen this a handful of times. We would have to look it up, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I could be wrong, is what I'm trying to say, but I'm almost certain that Valve said something about the docking is coming at a later date. But as of right now, I don't really want a Steam Deck with docking personally. It would seem like Anoobis would, right?
Sure, yeah.
But me,
I mean, I'd play it either way, but yeah.
I'm not paying. If I'm getting a handheld device, I don't think I'm going to pay for like the whole docking situation, especially since personally, well, the both of us, we both have PCs. So, I don't know what purpose that serve us specifically, but I think what Anoobis is saying as a product in general, it'd be great if it just came with both parts attached to it.
Yeah.
Which by the way, like, not trying to like cut you off or anything, but what did Renato Howard say anyway? I didn't even read that. We gotta stop using the excuse that PS5 and Xbox Series X should have been delayed a year to come out with games. Oh, that's what he said. Mm-hmm. I don't even have to read like the most. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna read this part right here. We're 2 years into this gen, and PS has been consistent with their delivery. Xbox is still struggling with launch games. Yeah, see, you specifically choose, like, I guess that's not fair because I specifically chose to respond to that one.
Right.
But, like, that's in my face, and, like, this is, I don't know how you keep running into these.
And see, like, to say that Xbox is struggling, I don't think that they're struggling. It's like, number one, like, it's common knowledge. It was in the news, Xbox said that they were going to wait another year before they started making Series X exclusives.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I don't know, struggling with what? They're a little bit behind, sure, but they just had an event. They've got, like 60 games coming in the next year. And that's the next year, okay?
I don't like the whole 60 games thing because, like, it seems like you're pulling from, like, a lot of games that are going to be multi-plat anyway, and you're also pulling from some indie games that, quite frankly, could have went either way.
Yeah, that's right.
If you want me to minimize it, like I'd do it for Sony. Like, I would say, like, I also count timed exclusives, but I would say Sony, what do we got coming within the next year or two that I know of?
Forspoken. That's the only game that I can think of.
Forspoken, Project E, Final Fantasy 16, Rebirth.
16 summer next year.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, within the next year or so.
Okay.
See, I always struggle. Like, there's ones that I forget about.
Yeah.
But right now, I could think of 4. For Xbox, because it's stuck in my head, Flintlock. I don't know why Flintlock is like stuck in my head. I just keep picturing this woman with an axe.
They keep comparing it with
God of War.
No,
Forspoken.
Yeah, and I don't think that's fair. Like, they're similar in the fact that they both have like black women, I guess, Flintlock, that I guess she's black. She's definitely not white. I don't know what.
I thought the lady in Forspoken might have been Indian, but
Hey, you could be right there too. You know,
their skin has melatonin in it.
Yeah.
As I tell CJ,
Yeah.
it's melanin, but I always be like melatonin.
right, right.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's going to be the only similarity between the two games. So like they're both in fantasy settings. They both have women, and they're both not white.
Yeah, they're basically the same game.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, if I can be honest, I said I think Forspoken might be better, but you know what? I don't even know because Forspoken for the last couple gameplays don't even look like they hit 60 FPS. They look like they got some weird hit stops when she does some things. So that's looking a little less like glamorous now that I think about it. We're gonna have to see. I heard that the final preview that they were ever going to do was done like a month ago, and yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a mystery box in Call of Duty.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's one I'm worried about.
Gonna
but
get a fucking rocket launcher instead of a ray gun.
Oh yeah, that'd be awful. Let's see what I said. PS5 exclusives. Look at me coming with the fucking receipts over here. Oh, you did respond. My bad. Oh, you know what? There was full response here. That's my fault. I forgot about the other stuff. Let me unfollow this guy here. No. So Astro's Playroom, Demon Souls, Final Fantasy VII Integrate was exclusive. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Returnal. All those were within like the year. And so was Spider-Man Remastered. I do count that. I'll tell you why later. Ghostwire Tokyo, which I didn't even fucking know was exclusive.
It's timed. That's why.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like you said, you count, you know, timed exclusives and remasters, and I don't. Which I mean, that's fine. That just.
Yeah. And the reason why that is because what did I say? Yeah, he doesn't decide that. I know you really don't have appreciation for animation, reflections, frame rate, etc. But if we're looking for three gens difference for a remake or a remaster, nothing will meet. You know what? That's for remakes. I'm sorry. This is for games that were on the previous gen, but got a remaster. You know, I don't care if they're on a different system. The quality isn't the same. It's like saying they have a burger at Wendy's, so having a burger at Five Guys isn't special.
Which that doesn't make sense because Five Guys is a totally different chain from Wendy's.
PS5 is a totally different system than PS4.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's the same. All right, let's say it was the same chain, then it does make more sense because the burger at Five Guys is significantly better. So if they have burger at Wendy's and burger at Five Guys, and Five Guys burger is better, like I'm not gonna be like,
you're
oh well,
to
burger
a different chain. If you
well burger, you didn't listen to what I just said.
You know, I would say, you know, like going to like a Wendy's in like Ohio is better than going to a Wendy's here in Indiana.
No, because that doesn't make sense. It's still just
It's
Wendy's.
the same
That's like
thing,
it's like
but it's
so
better.
let's just say just for time's sake, they are in the same. They're owned by the same people. You know, because that happens. Like there's a fucking Carl's Jr. and then there's also what's the name of that one?
Well, it doesn't matter if you're changing restaurants.
What if it's no? Because Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are the same thing, right? They're owned by the same people, technically different. They have like a different menu or whatever.
It's still, you're going to a different restaurant.
Well, see,
like I said,
you're trying to make this not make sense. Listen to this guy.
If you go to one Wendy's and you don't like their food,
he's trying to make it not make sense.
If you
like
go
that's
to
what
a
it is.
different Wendy's down the street, you're in the same restaurant, but one Wendy's has better food than the other. That's fine.
What do you want me to say? You want me to say no? You can't because it's just Wendy's.
It's the same.
It's literally just Wendy's. It's not the same as like an upgrade. You just go into a different Wendy's. There's a PS.
If one Wendy's is smoking crack while cooking your food and the other isn't,
it's still Wendy's then. Like,
okay.
hey, guys, I had a PS2 that like didn't break down when I was a kid, and like somebody else had a PS2 down the block that like broke. They're still both fucking PS2. It doesn't make sense in that analogy. Their PS2 must have been smoking crack, right? You see, like I can do the same thing to him, and when I try and make the analogy make sense, let's just go forward because you're not trying to like make it make sense. You're just like it doesn't. I'm getting a little lost. But this is interesting going through your tweets. I'm not gonna lie. Say you've never played a Bethesda game without saying you've never played a Bethesda game.
They deleted the tweet. What happened was...
No, they didn't. It just said it couldn't be seen. The main story can be completed in 30 to 40 hours. PS fanboys put more effort into taking things out of context in their actual life. What?
Responding to that tweet.
Starfield can be completed in 30 to 40 hours. Interesting. People told me it's a game where you can play for thousands of hours. Well, Skyrim can be completed in like a quick amount of time.
Yeah. Less than 30 or 40 hours, but people still have like thousands of hours because it's fucking Skyrim.
I'm a little confused though. Wait a second. Did I just click on like the wrong tweet anyway?
I have no idea what
I had no idea what happened. I thought I had clicked on like a hyperlink, and I did, but now it says it's unavailable anymore. What the fuck?
I have no idea what just happened. But that tweet, that's what, the tweet that you saw, that you just read, that's what it was all about.
What made them a Sony fanboy, though? Is it because they were criticizing Starfield?
I said, yes. That's what I was saying.
Why do you have to be a Sony fanboy? What if he owns a Nintendo Switch?
Then, I mean, he's still an asshole. Like, I don't understand. Like I said before I got here, a lot of the hate towards Starfield is because it's exclusive to Xbox now. You can't deny that.
No, like honestly, like I said before, I think Starfield can improve. Like this coming from a PlayStation fan, like I think Starfield can improve. It obviously doesn't look as good as like I think people think it should. I don't think it looks as good as it should. Like you're talking about, like Skyrim didn't look good, but I'm like Skyrim for PS3 and 360 back in 2011. It didn't look like the greatest game ever, but
it doesn't look like the greatest game ever now. And
I'm not finished yet. Like it's in 2011, like those standards that were like totally acceptable are like way different than like what's acceptable in 2022. Like I could look at MMO from 2006, and I could see an MMO in 2022, and I could be like, yeah, these are totally two different. Like classes of like visual prowess.
There are games back when those games first came out that still, outshine them visually, and people still ate them up. And it's the same now, but people, again, it's just people are hating on it because it's exclusive.
But did you see when he shot the bullets and there was like just a white fucking stream,
which
like
is
no smoke?
But that's like look at the rest of the Fallout games.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Fallout game. It's just
I never really played the Fallout games.
Oh well, it's in those games too. Like it's a Bethesda game doing Bethesda things, and people are pissed because now it's only happening on Xbox. So I mean, if you have no interest for the game, that's fine. If you have no interest for the game because you're a Sony pony, that's fine. My whole thing is, there are people being super negative about it just because it's exclusive. Just like, you got people who are trying to boycott fucking Kojima's game. They brought up a year-old petition because he's going to Xbox for one game. Mm-hmm. They had to put out a statement, oh, well, he's still partners, he's still friends with Sony, blah, blah, blah. They had to appease Sony ponies. It's not that deep. And I know I replied to a bunch of negative criticism, whatever, to Xbox. And that's because, like I've told my buddy here, Vicious, I am more biased towards Xbox. Thanks. It's a system
I got banana bread. You want some?
Yeah, sure. It's a system that I've mainly played. So that it goes for Vicious too. He's more on Sony's side because that's the system that, like you said, that he prefers. And that's fine. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that either of us are, like, extremists for either side. Like, I'm not going to sit here and shit.
He is an extremist.
I have a PlayStation 4. I just bought a PS5.
My man went to a bank with like some 360 strapped to his chest, like, give me all the money before I blow this shit up now. He's an extremist. Hey, I don't know if you want to eat those because they're sweet. Because I'm going to give you some banana bread. But...
Oh, that's fine. I appreciate it though.
All right. Gosh. I'm going to have to pause this because I'm going to grab some banana bread. All right, we back. So, yeah, we were talking about Anoobis being an Xbox extremist.
Yeah.
So, gosh, I wanted to hang on to a point where you were talking about like the way Bethesda's games look, and I want to remind everybody, Deathloop is also a Bethesda game, and its shot effects, its bullet effects don't look like that. I know it's a different team working on it, but you know, Bethesda has made its own engines for games like that, like Dishonored 2 and I believe Deathloop run off the Void engine, which they had created, and I have not seen like a game look like that, you know. And I'm not saying that the game won't improve. Like I said before, I think the game will improve, but you know, as of right now, it does look rough, and I think that, you know, defending how rough it looks is just it's something. But you know, I don't think it's strictly because I like PlayStation. The game looks rough. I'd tell anybody that.
And you know? I mean, that's, you know, again, if you can have criticisms about any game without going back to, you know, being super biased towards your own system, whatever, you know, hey, good job. I'm proud of you. Like, legit.
Yeah, and it looked like No Man's Sky. I'm sorry, what?
I mean, that's the difference. Whatever. I don't care anymore about that. You know, if that's how you feel about the game, cool. But
it's not even a put down. Like
it is really not. I don't think so. I think it takes inspirations from the game, but you know, like I've said before, I think it would be more accurate to compare it to, like I said, Destiny than No Man's Sky.
Okay. Well, let me see. Can I? Okay, that doesn't turn it up for us, I don't think. I like this mic. It doesn't make sense for Sony because they can't practice MS funding methods, blah, 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 blah. What is this about? Putting new AAA games as subscription service doesn't make economical sense. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Well, let me explain that.
I agree.
It doesn't for Sony because, you know, like I've said, well,
they don't have the funds to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll never disrespect Little Caesars because they looked out for Rosa Parks when no one else did, and it kept me alive in college. Fact. Little Caesars was alive back in that day?
That dude's been around for a while. He paid her rent.
Little Caesars?
Yes.
Like the pizza place?
Yes.
Why do you refer to the pizza place as he?
Because it belongs to the guy. I don't know. What are we talking about here? He paid her rent. Like that's.
Don't you
Happy Juneteenth.
Don't you mean it paid her rent?
The owner of Little Caesars paid Rosa Parks' rent.
This isn't the owner, though, is it?
No. He's just tweeting about it.
Okay. Sorry. I mean, he didn't mention the name, but...
Yeah.
Should have just gone full DC, to be honest. What's this? Oh, yeah, Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
Let's see. Slaves and women built this country. Yeah, that's true. What else we got here? I know you've been doing a lot of, like... Starfield isn't the most graphically impressive game. To be honest, that's not why I play Bethesda games. Look, caping. It's like, that's not why I do this. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This fucking floor right here is... Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it just looks like...
fine. To me, it looks fine.
Alright. What else we got here? Man, I don't give a fuck about no Kingdom Hearts interview. I'm sorry.
I meant to actually go through it and I completely forgot about it. He talks about a bunch of stuff that I actually wanted to hear about, and people are going to be so pissed. Yo, talk about the Pokemon thing that you just passed. People really want the cat to stay on all fours That's not going to happen. We're
Why?
getting fucking Puss in Boots.
Why is that?
Because they never let grass starters, when it comes to grass starters. Okay, they never let cat starters stay on all fours. It's never happened.
Really?
Yes.
What about Persian? Oh, that's cat starters.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Well, I mean, maybe it's now. Maybe now it's time. I hope they bring...
I mean, it is, but they're not going to do it.
All right.
Like I said, we're getting Puss in Boots.
If you say so. Can we drop the narrative that JRPGs don't do well on Xbox now? No.
Why?
Because there's like they just don't have as many as like Switch or PlayStation. So it's like I can't really quantify it if they don't get them.
I mean, that goes back to like we were talking about. Sony's been paying for them, which is fine. You know, good job, Sony.
Good job, Nintendo. Don't leave
Sony,
out your other favorite.
Sony and good job. But there's still people want them on Xbox. You know, like I've said, I've been calling for that shit for a while now. So Xbox hasn't, been buying them, producing them, whatever, and that is on Xbox. So, like I'm not just saying that it's just Sony people saying that, but
is Genshin Impact on Xbox?
No,
it's not a
PC.
It's not a JRPG. It's like a CRPG, but
CRPG? What do you mean?
Because it's made by Chinese. It's not a Japanese RPG.
I get what you're saying, but I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Still though, I
like that. I just created that right now. I can see it in your eyes, man. You're like, I'm gonna start using it.
I'm not, because it's still like a JRPG.
It's a CRPG. Well, I thought this was an anti-racist podcast.
Wow.
But
I mean, here we go. It's modeled after fucking Japanese elements. But
okay.
Yeah.
What's this one right here? I was like awfully confused by it.
They took that screenshot from The Last of Us from what is it called? It's not in game. It is, but it's from like a cutscene. And then they took gameplay shit from Bethesda. They're using 2 different engines. Yeah, and then there's that.
Well,
it's a silly comparison, obviously, but they took shit from Naughty Dog's in-game, like actual whatever, and it's an older game, and then they went with the Coalition, like new games, and then they went with cutscene shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think this shot of Ellie is even flattering. Like, she looks better in game.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's not meant to be.
And
like I said, Dude, he clicked
and
on
it's
that
like
real quick.
This is as much as I can click on.
No, that's hit the X.
Oh, the X. I'm sorry.
Doog is saying here, and
I thought you were saying Doog like that's your new
no,
way of saying Doog. Oh Lord.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't screen capture that. Somebody right under that, says the same thing that he said on the other tweet the other picture that I posted. Cutscene versus gameplay, and he says, "So fucking what?" But then on the other one, he says cutscene versus gameplay.
Oh, you should have got that screen.
I know. I don't know what happened where I didn't.
I mean, how do we even know that like they don't look better like this in the gameplay? Because I mean, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. Like, since Bethesda doesn't really have cut scenes, this is as visually impressive as it's gonna get.
Well, like, and again, like they're running on 2 different engines, coming from 2 different studios, from 2 different styles of games.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Here, they went out of their way to get an unflattering shot of Ellie, and this is just like regular ass gameplay, like not trying to get like a bad shot. Like this is just,
like that other picture is like for satirical purposes only.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Was that why they got ratioed?
Yeah, probably. But, again, like, the point of the 2 pictures was for Duke's dumbass comment.
Well, I guess. Let's see. Critics. Xbox relies on Halo, Gears, and Forza. They did. After showcasing a variety of game genres, Xbox has lost their identity. I don't know who's been saying that, but evidently it's been said.
Like I said, it's more console war bullshit. And I'm trying to do better about responding to shit like that. I really am. Like, oh, I'll like the tweet or whatever, sure, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, this is my favorite one. Yeah.
Is it?
Huh?
What is it?
Yeah. Harley contributing in console wars. It's literally just a comparison video. Yeah, and this is the compare. Here we go. Let's maximize this. Very similar to No Man's Sky. Now that I got you cornered here, you can't go nowhere else. You had to admit it's similar.
Like I
It's
said,
very
they take
similar.
stuff from it.
Yes.
But again,
Look
like
at
to say that they're like the same game, no.
Also, I argue. I think that the ship phase, like when they're in like space, looks better. Like just saying, like so far, like more customizable ships with more colors, and look how gray Starfield is.
Kind of like Skyrim and Fallout.
I guess.
Like it's another Bethesda game, so cool.
Yeah. What else we got here? Because it's way more than that. I know you've been on a spree lately. And for those wondering like why we're not looking at mine, I'm not toxic. So let's see.
That was fucking toxic.
I'm just saying, like you'll never see me like or retweeting some shit like this unless I'm correcting somebody.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase? I give it a 9. I think I give it a 6 or 7. Sir,
That's fine.
what would you give it? Is what
A
I'm
9.
All right.
And that's, going back to us being biased towards our systems that we like. There's more on PlayStation. There wasn't as much during this event for you as there was in the PlayStation event. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
Good job.
it happens.
Yeah.
I had to mute this Jez guy because he's an absolute clown. Let's see. Like, I don't know. He went on a fucking spree. You started liking, retweeting him. I was just like, I don't want to see this dude. This nonsense. Every show, Xbox responds to criticism. Every show, the goalposts move more.
And they do.
What is the goalpost moving exactly? Could you explain that to me?
Well, I mean, it's been for as long as anybody can remember, hey, Xbox doesn't have games. In this last event, they showed X amount of games coming out within the next year.
That's true, but like I don't know if that's an every show thing, considering that's something that's just happening now. Like
We
you guys
literally just passed one of my tweets or whatever that I liked or shared or whatever, where we were talking about them relying on Forza and Gears and Halo, and you agreed with that.
over the course of since the first Xbox to now, yeah, I would agree with that. Because I don't know any of the other big name Xbox stuff. There's Fable, I guess, but I don't know much about Fable. Only people I hear talking about it are like, it was like you and a dude named Kenny I know. So like saying that, they always respond to the criticism with like other games. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, they just did it. Like, and even now it's like, it's like a lot of indie titles that could go either way, and Sea of Thieves. You like Sea of Thieves?
I don't know shit about Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, you can be a captain now, evidently. I didn't know you couldn't do that before.
I didn't know shit about that game.
Yeah.
I forget about it. But, I mean, and talking about indies, like I was going through the PlayStation store. There's a bunch of indies on there, too. There's
a bunch of indies everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, that's good. That's fine. I never realized because I don't look through the PlayStation store a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you know about is Black Sad, which I guess we still need to make a playthrough of.
Yeah, I guess.
Did I like this? Xbox had the best showing this year. They barely got news on anything I wanted to see. See, I think I like this just for the simple fact I wanted to support you.
I figured that's what it was, and that's fine. Again, if you didn't like the Xbox show because you're a PlayStation guy and you're just not interested in Xbox games, hey, good job. But I mean, there were things that they didn't show during that show that I wish they had. But I mean, as I've said, I think in one of my videos, that just means that they're not coming within. They're not going to be out before next summer. That doesn't mean they won't be out in like the third or fourth quarter next year. They're not part of that specific showcase, which that's fine.
Yeah, you had a big beef with that PlayStation that State of Play. I remember.
Yeah, like I've said, it wasn't for me. They did a bunch of like VR showcasing, which apparently that's mainly what the show was for. I didn't realize that going into it because I probably would have just skipped it. But there were some things that I liked about it, but like you with the Xbox showcase, it really just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Let's see. Sure, champ. My bad. I George said plays pacing and content much more. Sure, champ. Look at this toxic posting right here. I don't do this shit. Only from Anoobis. That's why we read his shit. I was looking to see, like, somebody had to reply to some of these. Sure, champ. Sure, champ. Like, what was wrong? Like, Roller Dome was good. Roller Dome was good to me. Gosh, what else was shown? There was, last was part one was Summer Games Fest, and they showed some a Callisto Protocol, which isn't like an exclusive, and the Horizon game. Gosh, what else did they show? They showed something else that I like. Oh, Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 did what?
Final Fantasy, Evernights. Those are the only two things that I can remember, being excited for from the show.
That's right. Yeah. Sure, champ. Sure, champ.
I don't even remember what context that was in.
Look at there it is. There's the context. Sure, champ.
I don't think I was like really trying to be an asshole or anything.
Sure, champ.
I think that's just what I said.
Sure, buddy. Sure. You like that show more. Uh-huh. Obviously, you're fucking lying to yourself, sure. Odie. You're high, Buckle. Hold up. I hope they end on a strong note, because so far this ain't it. What was this in response to? Oh.
They were talking about the Xbox show. Xbox Bethesda show is fucking great. I mean, you said it was like a 6 for you.
6 or 7. I can go either way.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, like, that's still better than what it's just fucking, this ain't it. You fucking idiot. No, it wasn't. Like, what?
I got Plague Tale for free. I'll play the second game if I enjoy the first game, if I ever get to it, which I'm going to be off till the 30th because I left my bitch-ass job, which we can record some more about that.
Yeah.
If you want. Like, we've done a lot. Are we even going to get to the fucking Last of Us? How long is this video? 42 minutes. You want to keep going on this, or you want to, like...
It's up to you. You said you're having fun with it. I mean... I'll go blow for blow.
Are you having fun with it though? Because I don't want this to just be a me thing.
This is fine.
Ravenlock did look nice.
It did.
Like
Ravenlock and Flintlock. I hate that they're both like so similarly named.
Oh my god! I actually confused both of them. I didn't realize until you said that.
Ravenlock is the one that you wanted to play. Flintlock is the one.
No, Flintlock's the one I wanted to play, and Ravenlock is the one I think looks cool. Ravenlock is the one with the blocky, like like Minecraft-y kind of. Yeah, that looks like a
Wonderland kind of feel. In my opinion, it kind of feels like an Alice in Wonderland kind of story.
That looks like a cool like kids game that anybody can enjoy, kind of like Spyro, which I feel like Xbox really needs because the last thing they came out with that was trying to be in that vein was what, Yooka-Laylee or some shit.
Huh. Man, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a weird question.
Yeah.
I think in that kind of style of game, probably, yeah. I would say, like Grounded is a cool kids game.
Yeah. Or AKA Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
That did look pretty good. Okay. I mean, it's not something I would buy, but...
Yeah, I played it when they had it as the preview or whatever. I totally forgot that shit was still like in preview mode until the show.
For a second, I thought it was the gunk.
I like that game. I think that's a good, kid-friendly family game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit shorter than what I wanted it to be, but I mean, it was a good game.
Well, yeah.
But it was an indie title, so I mean, you can't win them all.
Yeah. Diablo 4. Never cared for Diablo. I have nothing to say about it because I know millions of people love it.
I never cared for it until I played 3 with the expansion.
Really? Because I hear that 3 is like the one people didn't like, and 2 is actually that shit.
And that could be true. I've only played 3.
Well,
so.
Well, all right. Vin Diesel. riding a dinosaur is somehow peak masculinity. I wish I could. They had a period on Twitter where you could like thumbs down, where like you could like downvote.
You can downvote. You can do it like on mobile.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wish I could downvote this so hard. It's so old. Hans, when we watched that shit, Hans was like, his body doesn't even look like that.
I don't give a shit. Let me just put this out there. I don't care about Ark. Okay, Vin Diesel being in Ark makes me care even less about it.
Oh man!
So like when I say it's peak masculinity, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Let me just put that out there.
Check out the official Redfall gameplay in glorious 4K. You're an interesting animal because I don't think you care for Deathloop or you don't care for Deathloop, Prey, or Dishonored. But this new game made by Ark, because it's on Xbox, you're like, hey!
I liked Deathloop. Okay, I haven't played it because I don't have the fucking game. Dishonored, I've tried it. I couldn't stay into it. It's not a bad game. It's just I couldn't stay into it. What was it? Prey? I don't give a shit about that game. I've tried it. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Alright.
My brother keeps trying to get me to play it. I don't care. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
Fucking Nazis being in a U-Haul, like the $20 one.
Yeah.
Being crammed in together like Jews heading off to a death camp is probably the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. And then they got stopped.
I honestly, and I don't care what YouTube says about this, I wish that a couple of them, that all of them just would have passed out from dehydration, from like sweating in that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
If I remember correctly, that day was hot as fuck.
And they were in a closed U-Haul.
Yeah.
Fucking in full battle rattle.
Yeah. I know, with that shit covering their head.
Yo.
Oh my god. That shit was covering their head, they're covering their faces. All them fucking dudes got arrested.
Fucking doofuses.
People were walking by going, losers!
Yo!
Because they were losers. They are losers.
These fucking bingo cards piss me off. I don't even know why I shared that shit. You'll have stuff, you'll be able to fill out like half the card, but you'll never get a bingo. I hate them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not with Hellblade over here. Because you'll never get a bingo this way or this way.
Yeah.
Gosh. Halo Infinite.
They didn't show shit about that.
Man.
They didn't show anything about Deathloop.
Deathloop doesn't have a date? I thought that shit was already out.
I don't think so. They didn't get anything about Avowed, Gears, Indie, or Deathloop.
Ubisoft Plus on Xbox? I didn't know Ubisoft Plus was a thing.
I forget about it because I don't use it. But
them motherfuckers need to like tell us what the hell is going on with the Prince of Persia remake.
I forgot about it.
I know. I don't know why, but it's stuck in my memories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I wish it was actually like this in tournament, because I've done some sweet shit and people just are dead faced. It's like, man, I don't like this feeling.
I think that comes with location of the tournament.
Yeah, it's in Indiana, so
yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking screen. Every time I come to that part in the game when I play it, that shit's just fucking getting ready.
What game is this? Back 4 Blood?
It's either Back 4 Blood or it's the original Left 4 Dead. Well, it could be DLC. It could be DLC. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that game had DLC until recently. Back 4 Blood, I mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're championing that game, so. What is this?
That shit. Somebody snuck the fucking gorilla outfit onto the space station. Yo, I can't even fucking imagine.
Oh man, there's no way that's real. It can't be. It's how fast this guy comes through that gets me. Look at him.
Fucking shitting himself. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh god, the human race. I think that's it for this video, man. If you guys liked our banter and commentary, maybe we'll do it again. Anoobis has quite the interesting Twitter feed. Mine is immaculate and pure, so we won't get. I mean, unless you really want to talk about it.
I mean, it's fine. Mine is just it's pure comedy, I guess. So mine's immaculate and pure too. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, be sure to hit that notification icon so you can get all of our content ASAP. Bye.